name first.
Look at it.
Really? You just picked me out of the crowd?
Oh, yeah.
Price is right. So I took the microphone. I took an Uber on the way here because I'm scared to get my driver's license. Because I'm a good citizen. You know, I'm worried about everyone else. But my Uber driver, I was like, what did he say? He was like, where are we going? And I was like, LA School of Comedy. And, like, he got nervous. Like, he was going to fucking come up. I was like, you're bold. But I was like, do you have any, like, bad stories that I could tell you? He was like, no, I'm a happy guy. And I was like, well, no need to fucking rub it in my face. But he was like, I only started doing people a month ago. And I'm like, what is this man doing? What does doing mean? I'm like, am I the first person in his car ever? He was like, I used to do Uber Eats. I don't know why my brain didn't go. I thought he was like doing like Bruce Lee, like he was like delivering dogs to like appointments. Isn't that such an LA brain? Can you tell I'm from LA? Hi, my Maltese. He really likes it at 80 degrees in the car and so yeah, one time I was in an Uber. I love doing this, like asking them, what's your craziest story? And this guy was like, well, my English isn't very good, but I'll try. This guy had this word for word because it was trauma. It was stuck in his brain. Like, he will never forget this. He said, someone at the same place where I was getting picked up from got in the car and said, can I ask you something? And apparently this is typical, I don't know, for an Uber. Like, oh, take me somewhere else. Like, I'll give you a little extra cash, you know. He said, if I give you $200, will you let me suck your dick? And I was like, why? Why? This guy he's like, please leave, you know, because he doesn't, I don't know why, honestly. Now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, why did he say no? You know, like, in this economy. But, the kid got out of the Uber, and then he sees him get in another car and get right out again. So it's like a repeat offender, this college kid. I'm like, there's Tinder for free. Like, that shit's so easy. I think the two groups of people with the most potential to fuck you up are teachers and therapists. Because a doctor fucks you up, you're dead. Like you're saying, you're dead, it's done. A teacher calls you one thing in middle school. It's with you forever. We had this one teacher, Mr. Davidic. I hope he's fucking watching. Obsessed with man. He, 8th grade history, and he was just verbally abusive. Like, he said to me once, he was like, why are you so quiet? I'm the loudest person I know. Like, the fact that I was quiet in his class, like, is such a red flag. And the worst part is that he's gay. Like, he's progressive, like, he helps all the queer kids, and then he's like, there's a picture of a cow on the PowerPoint, he's like, Ramon, that's gonna be your wife. And I'm like, this is real life, like, this is 8th grade. I had this Spanish teacher, Miss Van Coolen, red flag, Miss Van Coolen, I'm like, who the fuck do you think you are? And any kid with a Spanish name, like, we're doing, like, again, it's Spanish 1, right? And she's like, Jorge, you know this one. I'm like, don't do this shit. Don't do this shit right now. We're all in the same class. We're having a shooting drill in Miss Van Coolen's class. Finally. It took them fucking like 10 shootings or something to get us ready. I'm like, this is reality. Look at you.
Oh no! I'm like, oh, these poor kids.
I'm like, we're LA kids. Like, I thought we'd be like first protected. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's safe. Anyways, I hope you're all comfortable in your seats in a small room. And so the shooting's still happening, and she's like teaching. She's like, La cabeza, and I'm like, but what if I get shot? And La cabeza, what's gonna happen? She's like, dodge the bullets. I'm like, no, I'm gonna use you as a shield. But this bitch is like this skinny, like it wasn't gonna work. Anyways, today I saw something. I'm in a group therapy program. Not this one. But this therapist, I've never seen a therapist get, like, triggered. It was the scariest thing in the world. Because they know how to use words, you know, for better, and they know how to use it for bad. And out of her mouth, she's like, I feel attacked right now. I'm like, I don't give a fuck how you feel. Do you know how much money these people get paid? I was like, what is wrong with you? We rate our emotions on a scale of 1 to 10. This girl was like, I was a 5 and now I'm feeling a 2. She was like, I feel like you're more a 7. This bitch a mind reader? I could not believe it. Anyways, she's recently out of a relationship, so that makes sense. Therapists like to tell you what you are. Like, a therapist alluded to the fact that I was an alcoholic just after I said I drink alcoholically. Like, there's a difference. Like, I know how to have fun. Like, I'm like, have a flask in the group therapy group. I'm like, what? This is so boring. Some things I've been thinking about. So, you know how the world's ending? And Elon Musk is gonna survive till he's like fucking 400 years old. And I'm thinking it's gonna be like a Noah's Ark situation. You know what I mean? Like, he has his little rocket and he's gonna get to choose what is left in the universe. Like, I feel like it's gonna be like a dolphin in a fish tank, like some Quaaludes, like what? His 10 kids, just for PR. Just for PR, it's his kids. They get there and you're like, on your fucking own. Here's your spacesuit. Like, you know, I own the world. I think they should make tampons that look like dildos. Because that shit's, it's not fun. You know what I mean? It's like this plastic whatever, like, why not make, you can custom design, get your husband's dick as like a tampon. I went to Walgreens today, and on the fridges they have a screen, like a touch screen of all of the sodas, whatever. It could just be glass. It could be see-through glass, because they're worried about saving that energy opening it. I'm like, think smarter, not harder. I came out to my parents as queer, which to me just means like whoever, whenever, whatever. And I came out to my mom as queer, and she's like, so, like, she's doing math in her head. So, you shaved your head, you got a nose piercing, you dropped out of college, and now you're queer. And I was like, are you taking notes? Like, what's going on? You're trying to hop on the trend? Literally 8 months later, we're in a Target. And I pick out a rainbow shirt because, you know, that's how you support queer people. You shop at Target. And that one hit. Okay. And she pulls over, like, out of the aisle, whatever. And she goes, Sam, if you get that, people are going to think you're gay. I said, look at me. People think I'm gay. Second of all, I'm wearing a rainbow ring. Third of all, I came out to you. And she was like, I just thought that meant you weren't sure. I think it's because right. I'm like, don't do this. I think it's because I used the word queer. First of all, I like it better than like pansexual, bisexual. Why is the word sexual in your face? I don't know. It's like, I think it adds something I don't need right now. It's like, I like to, whatever, and I'm sexual. But, because I know it used to be a slur, and I just love, my parents are 65 and 58, and, you know, like, they tried really hard to have a kid. They got married later, and then they had a queer. You know what I mean? Like, I just love that, like, I don't know, that's how I believe in God. You know, good things happen to those who wait. Yeah. What else can I say? I have 2 more minutes. We are the world. One time I was at the Grammy Museum for the 40th anniversary of the song We Are the World. And the news was there. And I was like dying to get on the news, but my teacher would not put me on the news. I think it's because of her head injury. She was confused. She hit her head on a printer at the school, and it was gushing blood, and she got like 1 week off. You know what I mean? Ugh, what a queen. Teachers, real saviors. When they said they were going to arm teachers, do you remember that? I was like, that's one way to get the job done real quick. Okay. You don't need to have some outside source. Let's just have the teachers do it themselves. Like, because teachers, they're not ready for that. I'm not ready for that. But my friend was picked to go on the news, and we were in the Taylor Swift exhibit. And she thinks We Are the World is a Taylor Swift song. So she's going on and on about Taylor Swift, how she changed her life. And I immediately looked at my teacher and I was like, put me up there. And I talked about it, whatever. And then she like called me like crying and she was like, I was waiting all night and I wasn't on the news. And I was like, because you're stupid. You know what I mean? And I saw Smokey Robinson. And that's how I lost my virginity. No, I'm just kidding. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Anyways, I'm Sam. You can find me on Instagram at SamLikeTBH. At SamLikeTBH.
And you follow it. Like TBH. And by the way, I apologize, guys, for being late, but I have a cat that's dying, so my daughter has to leave. I'm looking right. I just realized that you have a dog in your hands. I'm sorry. But yeah, I got to get home, and the cat's not moving, and it's not doing this and that. And then all of a sudden, after we booked the plane ticket, he's walking again. You know what I mean? It's like, he's like, I'm bad. I know it. I can show it. I owe you a call. I didn't forget. I don't want you to become a serial killer and get me.
Me?
Yeah. Did I owe you a call? No, it's not you. We're missing Carol Barnett. Are we missing Barnett Carol? He was here the other day. But you know who's here to save your way? It's Patty's turn. Let's do it.
Let's do that again. Give me a fist bump. Don't leave me hanging.
Fist buddy.
Bam.
Give yourself a round of applause. I'm gonna try. There you are. Look at y'all. Fucking beautiful people. Good looking. Good group of people in here this evening. Which is good. You know, I was at a mic last night. They put all the fucking ugly people up front. It's just hard to be funny. It's hard enough to be funny.
Okay.
Yeah. When you... I'm going to hurt myself doing this. My mother, like, you guys, you can do all kinds of stuff now, and it's not outrageous. Because the level of outrageous has just, the bar is high. When I thought myself as a young zesty dude to be rather fucking outrageous, you know, because like in 1981, I got an earring. Oh yeah, and in my home, in my parents' home, I would hide the fact I would, on purpose, hide the fact that I had this earring, and my mother caught me one day with the earring. She says, "Well, what's that you have in your ear?" I said, it's an earring, Mommy. She said, "Are you queer?" He says, "No, Mommy, it would be in this ear." But my mother never used the term gay. She used the term queer. And I thought, oh my God, that's so old-fashioned. Turns out she was fucking ahead of her time.
Yeah.
You know? And I think about, you're going to think about your mother. Like, you know, they frustrate you now a lot, you know, because they're there and they always have an opinion and you don't even have to ask for it. But they will offer it willy-nilly. Then they're gone. They're gone. And like, my mother died a couple years ago. Either that or she's been ignoring me the last couple months. And if you knew my mom, you would not have any trouble believing that. Because my mother had a borderline personality that knew absolutely no borders. None whatsoever. She was a religious fanatic. She would just yell crazy shit. Come on back in. Have a seat there. Did you wash your hands?
I did.
Okay, good. She would yell shit like, you know, Patty, the way people treat you when they think you have cancer, and the way people treat you when they want to fuck your sister are exactly the same. True. Absolutely fucking true. She would just yell crazy. She was terminally Catholic. Terminally. I mean, I'm very religious, and especially when it served her point. You know, she would just yell out. Like, there's a lot of people that they use Jesus as a shield for anything they don't like or any fucking anything. Let me talk to you about Jesus. You know who doesn't want to hear any more about Jesus? Jesus. He's had it up to here. Even God. Do we really have to talk about my son again? I've had it up there. You know, Jesus, and Jesus is with you when they like what you're doing. When they don't like what you're doing, Jesus is going to get you. It's a shield. It's a weapon. It's like, think about Jesus in his totality. Yeah, right? He never got bitter because he never had a family. You know, he was in a very low tax bracket. You know what I mean? He died when he was 33. What was his big magic trick? Right? He came back a couple days later. Right? But then he just fucking left again. It's a fucking cop-out. Hang around. Hey, tell us how you did that last thing. I'm interested in that. You know? And the other thing is like the golden rule. Is the golden rule? Mm-hmm. So do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Right? Well, that presumes that whatever you like done unto you, other people like having done unto them. That's a little presumptuous, if you fucking ask me, you know? The golden rule should be don't do unto others what you wouldn't have them do unto you unless you have consent and a signed NDA. It's the golden shower rule. And here I stand in front of Gen Zers and millennials. This is a generation that are shocked at payphones or public water fountains. Oh my God! You use that? Yet they're into ass eating willy-nilly.
Yeah.
It's the generation that normalized heterosexual butt punching. Do you know what I mean? And by the way, I don't want to dwell in that area. But like, I'll give you an example. The tissue paper in this bathroom here, single ply. Ew. That's all we had in the 70s. Double, maybe 2-ply. Ass. It would be a crapshoot. Any type of ass to mouth, literally and figuratively. And if your act as a young Los Angeles comedian is more than 30% ass-eating material or some reference to your genitals, throw a little more white people are terrible in there. You know, because that will make you very different. That'll make you very different than every other fucking comedian that's there. This Johnny V is a great guy. You know what I mean? He's a good guy. Look, birth children, it's a lottery. You know, you don't know what you're going to get. Where you're born, who you're born to, you know, it determines a lot of what your life is. Where you're born has a lot to do with what your life is going to turn out like. You know? You have a child, that's a lottery. You don't know if it's going to be Oprah or Hitler. You know what I mean? And we've got to take what we're given in a way, and then again, not blame people for shit that they didn't do, or give credit to people for shit they had nothing to do with. You know, are you proud you're Irish, Patty? I had nothing to fucking do with it. I'm proud to be an American. I didn't have anything to fucking do with that either. They brought me here. You know what I mean? It's like, are you proud you're tall? I'd have to fuck nothing to do with that. You know? Like, I'm Irish, probably should be careful around alcohol. Right? That's a given. That's a given. That's the bane of my people. You know, it's true. I was in Irish psychotherapy for 35 years. Or as you might refer to it, alcoholism. Today, I haven't had a drink in 14 years.
Woo!
So what I'm trying to tell you is I've been a habitual pot smoker now for 14 years. Workouts, better outcomes. I was actually allergic to alcohol. I had an allergy, yeah. Yeah, every once in a while I'd break out in handcuffs. But take the cards you're given, Eric. Eric, by the way, is a black Ukrainian. Who, and your favorite drink was Black Russians in the past with a cock chaser. Something like that.
I'll take that. I'll use that.
We've got, you're a Persian Armenian. Do we know what that means? It means both him and his sister were born with 3-day beards. That's a hairy joke. That's a hairy joke. But death, too. We're all going to die. It's coming. And those plot salesmen are amazing. You know, and you see the commercial. I just want you to know that I'm ready to go home, and you don't have to worry about. It's like, fuck, Mom, I don't want to talk to you about it. Please, but I already have mine. It's all taken care of. All taken care of. No, and I'm not going to be cremated. It's not going to happen. You're not burning Patty up. And I'm not going to be buried. I'm going to go to the taxidermist and be stuffed and mounted. You know, like a deer you shoot on a hunting trip. Just, I could be there at my own service. You know, oh, look at Patty. He's got a beer in his hand. maybe have blue eyes for the first time in my life. It's my funeral. I can do what I want. I can do what I want. And death, here's what happens. Like recently, they put me on antidepressants because I became very depressed. I'm 59. I just turned 59. And thank you, but I didn't have fucking anything to do with that. My point is, as you start to age, in your collective memory, like when you're 9, you know 2 people that died in your collective memory. As time goes on, sometimes most of the people in your collective memory are dead until all of them, you know what I mean? Peace on you too, peace on you. So recently, some people died, you know, which was rough. 3 of them owed me money, which is it's a different kind of fucking mourning process. You know? It's rough. It's not easy. Also, somebody asked me, they said, Pat, you know, can you tell one of your stories about sheep fucking? Would you please just tell us a sheep fucking story before you leave?
Please tell us.
It was Ryan, by the way. Ryan, or I like to call him the Gooch or the Taint. I'm descendant of Irish gypsies. They're called tinkers, and we wander about Ireland, and we sell pots and pans and basically cheat people out of things. You've probably heard of this, but there's a story of an Irish tinker who goes up to a farmer's door, and he knocks on his door, and the farmer answers. He says, "You know, I am. It's raining out, and I have no shelter. Would it be possible for me to take shelter in your barn overnight? I'd be happy to do some work for you in the morning. If that's okay, I'll do whatever you tell me to do." And the farmer says, "No, I won't have it. I'm a good Catholic. You may come in, sleep in the bed here in the house. Then in the morning we'll have breakfast." Then sleeps over. That's not even a punchline. That's okay. He's sleeping. Every once in a while, there's no laugh. He does throw a laugh, and then I appreciate the effort. But the next morning, wakes up, and the gypsy says, "Well, now, what work would you like me to do?" He says, "I won't have it. Sit down. Let's have breakfast." And eat breakfast. After the breakfast, the gypsy says, "You know, I must do something for you. We have a way with animals. I can go out and have a chat with your animals. We'll find out what we can do, maybe to make things go smoothly here on the farm." So he goes out. He's gone for about 15 minutes. He comes back in. He says, "Listen, I was talking to your horse, and you use a triangular bit. He wants you to go back to the circular bit. It hurts him." Farmer says, "My God, that horse hasn't been pulling the plow quite well enough as of recent. That's amazing that you know that." He says, "Oh, yes, and the cow says you've increased the amount of succeeds to 38 a minute, and it's painful. Could you put it back down to the 26 and it'll give you more milk?" I said, "That's amazing, the amount of milk I've been getting from him has decreased. That's amazing." And the gypsy says, "And I was talking to the sheep." The farmer says, "Those sheep are fucking liars." I'm Patty. You've been somewhat mediocre, but I want to thank you for putting up with me. I can be found at Patty for Comedy, PADDYFORCOMEDY, and you can catch me at the Giggling Pig in Rancho Cucamonga next Thursday. Keep it going for Sunda. Oh.
The Irish always have great stories, right?
Yeah. They're mostly lies.
They're mostly lies. This is true, but I've got something just for you. Let's give it up for the comedy of Johnny who? Johnny V. That's who. Let's do.
I knew it. I was seeing the light, and people were blue up there.
Now we know black people.
Yeah.
Give me that key when you're
I should have said something.
Hey, good luck. Yeah, that's very nice. Abraham just went to the. It's funny. One person always goes to the bathroom. Somebody messed with this, didn't you? Someone did this because this is what they want to see. This is bullshit. Somebody's after me already. I know. I'm paranoid. You paranoid? I go to movies and I hear people. I hear people talking about me during the most, crucial scenes. I know someone saying the fucking guy in the back. For no reason at all. Okay, this is good, right? Fucking bullshit. I'm so happy to be here, and you know, I know you're ready because before Sunda got here, I was welcoming Stuart, right?
Hunter.
Stuart, right? Wow, that's like that, right? What is that? What was that old game show? I think it's Stuart and Hunter. Hunter, you're from New York. You so look like you're from. You just got off the plane, pretty much.
A week ago, yeah.
A week ago, yeah. So you're not going to go along with anything I say, are you? I don't give a shit. I like you. I'm so happy that you're here. You're I'm not gay. Cute.
Thank you.
Cute. I'm not gay. But I look at me, I'm going around the microphone like this. Anyway, you son of a bitch, whoever did it. Eric, it's so good to see you. When I don't see you, I worry. And I call people that aren't even you, but still, I'm thinking about you. Stuart, you're so great. I'm so happy. Let me explain to you who I am one-on-one, because I am a guy who wants to be famous. I'm trying. You know, it was a time when I was known. People knew me and stuff like that. They would call me and say things I never understood, and I found out later they weren't good. But here I am. I'm doing a show right now. It's in Las Vegas called Famous in Las Vegas. If you don't recognize me, do you recognize me now? How about now? How about now? No, that's not. No, that's not a mugshot. You New Yorkers really. Stop even thinking and looking at me. Stop it already. I am a guy who wants to be famous in Las Vegas. This is what's going on. Now I have a nervous habit because I'm trying to be seen. Can you see me, Batty?
I can see you.
Stuart, you want the hat thing? I love it. You're trying to say something. People try to say things with their clothing. You designed it, actually. The Nigerian beautiful woman. God bless. What's your first name, by the way?
Eno.
Eno. You said that to me. She said that to me like Johnny. You ever, because people, if you don't know their name by the 10th time, they want to kill you. I don't really give a shit if you don't know my name ever. Just be nice about it. Buy me a meal. Treat me like the guy, the VIP that I should be treated. This is a show called Famous in Las Vegas, and the cameras follow me around as I talk to famous people like Copperfield or Rich Little. He's an old timer, God bless. And sometimes people, they search me out. Like Leonardo DiCaprio called me at the Bellagio. This is true. Do I look like I would not tell the truth? I'm a New Yorker. Called me by mistake, and we actually had lunch. Imagine, Blue. I call you Blue, you know why? Because you are blue. And you're so wonderful. What a great young comic you are. You're really wonderful. Great things are going to happen. And just don't follow me on Facebook. I'm kidding. Do we even use Facebook anymore? Seriously? No. But you're wrong. My friend, no, you're wrong, Patty. You're wearing the right shirt and you're the wrong time. What's the song?
I was in the right place, but
it's been the wrong time. I love you. This girl will just say anything just to be noticed.
You're right.
I know, and I love you for that. But Patty, what was I saying to you? It doesn't matter what I was saying to you, Patty, because it really doesn't matter. I just want you to know that I'm a guy who really embraces. I'm America's favorite reality star. You do recognize me, right? Right?
Of course.
Yeah? Yeah. New Yorkers are the greatest liars on this earth. Oh, yeah. And I'm a New Yorker. Trust me, Hey, I ran a restaurant in New York with my father. I owned a place called Hargelow's Cafe. It's Cajun food. And hey, wonderful. God, and the food is so wonderful. I love it. Come here, give me a hug. Because I know how to be good to people. And the heart talks. Okay? Doesn't always tell the truth. The heart. Nothing to do with up here. It's just the heart. It lies. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm so happy you're here. You took the red eye? He's from New York. Blue, I love you. And do you realize who you're sitting next to right now? Seriously. I'm talking about Famous in Las Vegas. Watch my show, by the way. London Lee. That's an old timer. Hey, Ryan Benson, you are phenomenal. He's the producer of the show, just in case your dog wants to know. What's your dog's name?
Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee. You understand? Yeah. She already got a laugh. I am laughing inside so hard. I love you. I don't always laugh outwardly. I laugh inwardly, and that's why I never grew. This is true.
That was hilarious.
That's almost like I was going to say something like rape.
It is.
But it's always raping someone with laughter. You know, and a comic wants that. A comic wants it. I just want you to follow me. This is a great joke I'm going to tell. You know what I'm talking about. I know Las Vegas is full of famous people and famous dogs, too. By the way, in case you want to know, you should Google them a lot before you get here. This girl's the funniest. She takes off her mask and she's the funniest. What is your name, by the way?
Sarah Lee.
Thoroughly? Thoroughly?
Sarah.
I got it, sir. I swear to God, that is the first hooker I met in New York on 96th Street, West Side, and she was called Thoroughly. Yes. And I said, I met my match, Stuart. Don't even look at me that way. But I don't care because I know you have love for me. Not as much as Mr. Hunter, who just got off the plane. He has true love. So I'm just saying, I'm in Vegas because I want to be famous, and I'm trying to rise to the the occasion. I was famous once. Look me up. Google me. Seriously. No, not now. Okay? But I'm saying you can look me up. It doesn't matter who you were. Okay, remember that. It matters who you are and who you will be. Don't worry about yesterday. Worry about the next day and the day after. Don't worry. Just be and do it. Either you do or you don't. I'm teaching you pearls, baby. Yeah, right. Pearls. He's saying to myself, oh my God, please, Johnny Vinoca, shut up already. Which a lot of my ex-girlfriends told me. And that's why they're ex. And you know what someone told me, seriously, an old woman told me, my aunt. But she said, because I said, do you think I should go back? And she said, X means X. That's old school, by the way. You know, because we always go back and we're creating horrific times for the future as we go back and repeat our same behavior. You know what I'm talking about? Patty, you know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely, man.
Cut it out already. You don't need to do that. Stuart, I don't know who you are, but you don't need to repeat the same bullshit. And I know firsthand. I am famous in Las Vegas, not yet. But I do believe I am America's favorite reality star. You know who told me that? You know who? Me. Yeah. I go on one side of the door, and then I literally answer myself on this side. And how could I go wrong? If you truly believe who you are, then you will be that. Patty, I had no idea what I just said. But oh my God, he listened to me in the middle of your yawn. This guy's been yawn. How many minutes left? 3 minutes. You know, come in, Eric, please. Please, did you get in? You know, when someone uses the bathroom right in the middle of your performance, you respect that person. Because you wouldn't have a thing with that person unless he trusted you enough to use the shitter in the middle of your fucking act. And I love him. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And don't think of all the people that wronged you, my friend. Don't. You don't have to do that. You don't have to spend hours and days thinking of who hurt you. It doesn't matter. I'm in Las Vegas, and I want you guys to remember this. You saw me in the club here. When you see me in Las Vegas, don't go, oh shit, I gotta stay away from me. He's gonna talk too much. I want you to come up to me and say, oh my God, Johnny Vinoca, Johnny V, I know you. Oh my God, I know. You're crazy. Listen, if you say hello to me, you say you saw me in the club, I promise you, and I'll do this, well, not for you, Patty, I won't, because I don't know you that well. But if you see me out there, I'll let you buy me a drink. You know why? Because my fans buy me shit. Okay? All right? They bought me shit. They had me meet them. That's it. Wow, the biggest short. Go. Listen, I'm famous in Las Vegas. I'm doing the best I can. I love your dog so much. It makes me, it really grounds me. Nothing else grounds me but that fucking dog. As I think in my mind what it's going to do when it can't wait to go outside to the nearest curb. You know, because dogs are dogs. They eat the shit. Yeah, right? They do. Your dog's different. I know your dog's different. I am famous in Las Vegas. Not yet. But I'm close to it. Famous people there. Like Beyonce, right? We got, what's his name? Milton Berle, dead. Dead. You don't even know. But he's dead. Because even the people that are dead, we have the lookalikes. You embrace the lookalikes. Because we remember people. You know what I'm saying to you, Blue. Blue's looking at me and she says, oh shit, maybe I should go with a different color. You know, I should go with a different color. I'm just saying that I got 1 minute. You love doing. I'm done. It's done. Well, fuck, I'm done. Listen, I love all you. I'm so grateful to be here with Sunakun Quest, and I'm getting that suggestion box on your way out. Tell me what you really think. I don't give a shit. Check me out on Paramount Plus. My Crashin' Johnny V is my handle. CRASHIN JOHNMYV. Thank you very much.
How'd your seat back in? How'd your seat back in? All right, guys, I'm going to ask you to be really careful with my microphone because somebody unscrewed it from the bottom. That's not how it works.
It wouldn't open. It wouldn't
All you do is this one. Lefty, righty, that kind of thing. You know, it's not your fault. It's somebody else who did it. Don't worry about it because you just can't worry about it. Just buy me a new one. That's all I can say. I'm done with this. I'm saying because... How would you say this? Because everybody loves Miss V. Let's go.
Oh, woo, woo. Go, get it.
Oh, shit.
I'll get it.
There
you are.
Thank you, Steve.
Hey, everybody.
I prefer effortless performances. Okay, Sunda, that's my son.
We met.
And since you guys met and Ryan said he's going to London, I figured he should meet you in person.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and he's been looking at what he's doing if you need help. Yeah, okay, Sam! You cracked me up. I had so much fun. I just want to give you this if you want to take it. The skinny teacher, you said you were going to use her as your shield. You said, but she's so skinny. So I just need to twirl her like a baton and she'll just deflect. Throw her up. Anyway, you might need baton lessons so you know the terminology.
Right.
I didn't twirl baton.
I appreciate it.
I'm more of a back flipper. Yeah. Speaking of backflips, I came back from getting an abortion and 10 backflips down the court. Yes. Go Broncos! Anybody else? Abortion and big shenanigans? Anybody? You know? One time I came home from an abortion. Yeah. That wasn't fun. Oh, that was the same time that I did the 10 backflips. Yes. Okay. Well, it was anticlimactic anyway. I need help. I need a good, friendly, fun word that we can use that won't ouchie us as much when we say abortion. Come on, give them to me. Tiddlywinks.
Baby killer.
Well, that's ouchier.
You were for baby.
Baby.
You know, if we were in a room of baby haters,
Yeah.
you know, then we could actually call it baby murderers.
The big kerplunk.
The big kerplunk. I like that.
Bye bye, baby.
Bye. See, I think if men carried the baby, there would be a shot every morning that would be called Baby Gone. Did you have your morning baby gone? Oh, shit. Let me stay away from you. The baby will be gone if you had the shot, you know. Shot. Okay, so kerplunk.
Bye bye, baby.
Bye, baby. Anything else?
You get shot easier than you get an
Huh?
abortion.
Flush?
Flush. That's still in the ouchies. But yeah, you know, because abortion makes you go, ouch. You know, baby killer makes you go, ouch. Flush makes you go, ooh. It's not as ouchy, but it's kind of still ouchy. Yeah.
Unpregnant.
Unpregnant.
Yeah, I'm gonna unpregnant someone. Just
I'm not
many
gonna be
ways.
pushing that upstairs.
Unpregnant. There's something else. That I'm gonna play with that. Yeah, I'm just working out my beats for this whole thing we're living in right now with Roe versus Wade. You guys know how I feel. Most of you do. Because it's hard. The Supreme Court has ruled in favor of anal. I see it. Most people don't. I was blessed to be able to read between the lines. I know what they're telling us. And I think they're helping the United States fix our adoption crisis. They are. We've been paying out the ass to all these Asian countries. How dare us? All we want to do is adopt American. We've been trying to adopt American for motherfucking years. Since we had Roe v. Wade. It flipped the script. It really did. Back then we had orphanages. And we had yeah, we did. We had orphanages run by Catholics. Remember, Patty?
My father was in one, yeah.
Yeah, they were all over the country, correct? And I thought it was because those were the nuns' babies. I thought they were fooling us, calling them nuns. Because they didn't get none. And then I realized they aren't fooling me. Those are all their babies. Don't quote me on that. That was just a little girl's machinations. I really did think that. And because I couldn't figure out how come they had to wear those big old dresses. Now you're with me. Yeah, I do. It is a blessing that people had a place to go to leave their children when things went awry, you know. And that's why we had Roe versus Wade. It's all about supply and demand. Because you guys know, demand always says, that ain't my baby. So what is the woman supposed to do? I think we should be able to say, it ain't my baby either. And then we just flush it. Or, what was it? What was the other good one?
I'm pregnant.
Or we just blink our eyes and we're unpregnant. Okay, so you have to teach me how to do that blink properly. Everybody's gonna be trying to find out how to do that blink. How do you do it? 2 eyes, left, right, left, right. We're gonna work it out. But you guys, you do know it's supply and demand. And because there is a demand, there will be supply. There are physicians out there making big bank. You think they're leaving that money on the table? No way. It's all going to the black market. And being black, let me tell you, we got a nice market. We never pay the right price for shit. Never. All my life, I got that stuff for so cheap. It's so wonderful. Even real designer stuff, because, you know, you just pay whatever you can get from the crackhead, you know? Yeah, so, you know, not like you really want to be referred to an abortion from a crackhead, but they will be selling them for cheap. They know how to get whatever you need. No, I do think there will be a hookup somewhere, and I'm believing it's not, you won't go to your OBGYN, you won't go to your gynecologist, you will not go to the general practitioner, you'll go to the dentist. Yeah, and then there will be a code word. You'll just say, I need a cleanup. How about that? I need to be referred to the cleanup doctor. I have a friend who had an uncle, and she's in a predicament. She needs to see a cleanup doctor, you know? I think that's the way it's going to go down. And we don't even have insurance for it nowadays. It's really horrible, you know? Clap if you've had to put together that $300 to get her done. Nobody? Who am I talking to in here? Nobody? Nobody wants to own up to it. Okay, you guys had somebody else pay. That's what happened. Men never pay. They don't even know they supposed to pay. Because, oh yeah, I forget, it's not they baby. They shouldn't have to pay, yeah. They shouldn't have to pay. We'll go back to the Bible. I am a Bible believer. I believe that shit. I suck it down, I chew it, I eat it, and swallow it every day. And that's why I walk around happy, because vengeance is the Lord's. I just wait and watch, and I hear about the shit, fuck them up. I'm like, hey, man, amen. Praise you, Jesus. Yes, he loves when I say it. Yeah, he hates when everybody else say it. But, you know, listen to me, Jesus. He loves it when I say it. Yes, that is referencing another comics jokes tonight. What were the other beats? Oh, gosh, I ran right by them. Yeah, I've lived a long life, and I've watched all my friends make their choices, and I do believe it's a woman's choice. And whatever they decide, I have a girlfriend who was in college who had a baby, and everybody in the dorm helped her raise him. And it all went well there. I had a couple friends in the 8th grade who got pregnant, and they stayed in school, and it all went well. But everybody else just ended up on welfare with their next generation and their next generation on welfare. So my mother saw it coming and told me I was going a different way. She said to me, in my face, if you get pregnant, I'm clunking you over the head and dragging you to, what is our favorite friendly firm? To Flush. It doesn't work in that one. We need it. Okay. You guys are going to be DMing me at VVV Comedy and giving me good words. We're going to make this bit work. It's going to be groundbreaking. It's edgy. We started way over the line. We never fucking came back. I'm going to be famous. And I'm taking you all with me. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't believe my mother. I didn't. And then I woke up one day, and there my cheek was on the ground. I was eating dirt. Anyway, yes. And that's how it went down. And I left, went back to college, and 10 flips across that basketball court, people. I fucked it up. I'm your girl, B. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and I love you.
What about babies aren't us?
Oh, babies aren't for me.
No, you just say, you go to the dentist, you say, I got a bad cavity, I gotta get ripped out of me. You say, you got a bad cavity.
It's a deep extraction.
Yeah.
Everybody has a bad cavity.
Everybody has
I think
something.
you're right.
Everybody always wants something.
Do you want me to help you?
I got it. I just want to make sure they don't touch
On the
it.
birthing canal.
Oh, yeah, like
I
a,
think
let's
you
send
have to
We'll fix the finger pad.
something.
It has to be physical.
All right, and the show just keeps on going. And you know why? Because I'm feeling kind of like I'm being very Persian today. I'm just feeling the things. I want to bring up somebody today because he is Persian too. And I'm going to bring this thing, and thanks God. I want to say thank you, God, for the comedy of the one and the only Andres Abrahamians. Hey.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Good day. Good Friday, right? Good day. Right, enough of that. Oh my goodness. I'm starving. I am so hungry right now. Doesn't anyone have any food? It's really the question I have. How about you? You brought any snacks from Southwest? No, I'm good, Ryan. Thanks. Oh my God. Centuries ago, when I was in college, Tinder came out. It was actually the first year I graduated, and it was really cool because you could actually match with women. Pretty cool, right? It was nice. And they'd be like 3 feet away, sleeping on the couch. You'd be like, that's awesome. But I still hated it back then because I thought it would be really nice. But you know what? Tinder is just like, or any of these dating apps, they're just like your business card for sex, right? Like, or better, it's eye contact. Because you know when you look at somebody, you look them up and down, you say, okay. Or you say, no, thank you. You know? Sorry about it. But it's true. You know, we make a split-second decision, and that's it, you know? You're like, I don't like your eyebrows, you know? Or like, I don't like the way you're touching your face. And it's just, it gets to you, you know? So we got to find something better because I don't know, I just see women, you know, they just come up with all these standards. It's like, if you're not 6 feet tall, if you're, you know, you must have a strong butt, like, and if your political affiliation is blank, I'll assume you're a Republican. And it's like, it doesn't matter at this point. Damn, I forgot the tag. Thanks for playing along. I'm a nice guy. I really do think I'm a nice guy. I think, like, I try to be a nice guy, you know. People tell me, I mean, we're all people, you know. Like, I'm a person, you're a person, you know. Every human's a person, so every person's a human, and so like we should all just be treating each other like persons. I don't know, I don't get it. Like, why is there so much hate and animosity? It doesn't make sense, right? But anyway, I try to do nice things for my girlfriends. That's really what I'm trying to get to. And even though I try to do nice things, they like, it's just, you know, I'll just, you know, I don't even know. Like, she'll be like, I want to get some, you know, I'll be like, you want some LVMH, you know, is that what you want? And she'll be like, no, I want BDSM. And I'm like, I don't know, I gotta check with the designers on that, I'm not really sure. But like, yeah, and I mean, they say the devil wears Prada, but really, the devil wears a gag ball. And if you don't know what a gag ball is, well, just, it's a gag ball, okay? I have to explain it. So, I want to talk about my parents real quick. My dad specifically. Balls remind me of my dad. That's where I came from originally. I mean, didn't we all? Like, come on, guys, like, really. But yeah, anyway, my dad, he's a cold motherfucker. He came to America in 1976, 21 years old. He only had $5 in his pocket. And every time he tells me that story, that number changes. He'll start, he'll be like, Andre, when I came to America, I had $5 in my pocket. And I'm like, oh, yeah, look what you've done, you know? And he's like, oh, Andre, when I came to America, I only had $19 in my pocket. Right on, $5. And I was like, okay, yeah. And then he's like, Andre, when I came to America, I had a bag of carrots in my hummus. And I'm like, all right, Dad. And, you know, he went to San Jose State, became an engineer. He was pretty awesome, you know? Worked 2 jobs, and now he's running his own company. I mean, he's my hero. I aspire to be like him. But he was also, you know, he gets on my ass because I think had he known that his only son was going to be a theater major that smokes weed, I don't think he would be really into. I think he would have pulled out, you know. And I think for sure, you know, he says, you know, Andre, you could have done anything with your life, you know, you want to be an actor, why? And I'm like, well, you know, at least I finished college in 4 years, Dad, you know, like, because it took him 6. But anyway, respect your elders, goddammit, like, have some respect. But my dad also, like most immigrant parents, I think it's funny because, like, white people, they talk about parenting, they all talk about therapy, and I get it. Some people are coming from different parts of life, they have different walks of life. I don't know who your parents were, but I knew who my parents were. And, you know, white parents, they tell you, go to your room and think about what you've done. A Middle Eastern parent will smack you until you remember what you've done. And that's the truth. And it's okay. It's not like, you know, it's all different levels, but, like, it's funny, he doesn't remember that when I bring it up. He's very selective. So, my name is Andre Abrahamians. I'm Armenian, I'm Russian, and I'm Persian. Yeah, Armenian, Persian, and Russian, which means I'm hairy and shallow and a threat to our democracy. And my friends call me, they look at me and they say, you're a racial chameleon. They say, you know, when you're trying to pick up that girl, you're Russian, you know? you know, I want to be like bad, like Putin bad, you know, like I want to screw you and your country, and like it's honestly not that bad. My parents, they're really, you know, they're really trying to keep me to marry an Armenian girl, or an Armenian Persian, or Russian girl, some type of blend, right? And they've set me up on a lot of dates, and I was with this one girl, Anush, and you know, she was really nice because I'm trying to be polite to this girl, right? I'm trying to be cool with her, right? And so I say, you know, you look great. You know, I love your two noses. And she's like, oh, no, that's just one nose. I'm like, oh, you definitely, like, it looks good in that light. But it wasn't the nose really that bothered me. It was the mole that was on her chin, you know. Yeah, no, usually it didn't bother me, the mole on the chin, because even though it had a little bit of hair, it looks good on her. But it was the mole on her eyebrow that really got me, because I couldn't, it was like a third eye. I couldn't stop staring at that. Yeah. No, it didn't work out, if you want to know. Oh, man. My ex and I, we broke up because of religion, actually. Yeah. So being I'm Orthodox, and she was a godless woman, and she was, you know, she'd always be like, and we broke up on Easter, ironically, and she would be like, why do you believe in God? Like, what's so good about God? And I was like, well, you know, when I was 17 years old, I survived a car accident where the car was crushed to about like half of this stage, and I came out without a scratch. When I was 18, a 1,000-pound upright piano fell on me.
What?
And I came out with nothing but like a broken elbow, which I was lucky that there was like a military surgeon at the hospital who was able to patch me. He's like, ah, I've seen shit way worse in Iraq. You're good, bro. And I was like, wow. And then in college, I lost my virginity on the first day of school. So I said, I believe in God. Okay, I know. But I don't know why you don't believe in God. So I said, either I'm a cartoon character or I'm the luckiest guy in the world. And she said, you know, well, you're not the luckiest guy in the world because I'm breaking up with you.
Oh, wow.
And that was the best thing that's ever happened to me because, man, she was awful. Right? She was awful. I'm really hairy. If you can't tell, I'm wearing a turtleneck under this shirt. But it's, as an Armenian man, as just a man who dates women, it's really hard because every woman has their own preference. You know, they don't know if they like what they see right here, you know? It sometimes takes a couple of dates for us to discuss it. You know, but I'm not the only man who deals with this stuff. Hair, I get waxed, you know, they laugh at me, always, you know, they're like, it's gonna hurt. And it does, it really does, and it's a good laugh. But sometimes, you know, I feel for my boy, Kanye West. Yeah, I know most of you aren't on the side. I'm on his side. I mean, yeah, good. Okay, yeah, yeah. Put your hands up if you respect Kanye. You know.
Well,
there you go.
the respect is
Okay. Let me get to my point. When he got with Kim, I was like, everyone's like, oh, poor Kim. I was like, poor Kanye. Do you know what it's like to date an Armenian woman? Seriously, okay? They'll be blaming you for everything, okay? They'll be like, how did you not tell me there was a mole? There was a hair on my mole. God damn it. Fuck that joke up. But it's true. I mean, it's hard, man. And Kanye, and we've got a lot in common. We both love Jesus. We both want to change the structure of hip hop, and you know, we both like our women Armenian, and I prefer mine hairless. But it's no, I feel for the guy because he's just. Can you imagine? Like, listen, like, I went out with a girl once. She did a lot of work on her face, a lot of Botox, and she went temporarily blind for a little bit. Yeah, for about 3 weeks. She was because sometimes they can miss the vein and it can like go ahead and get into your nerves, and so I get it. I understand. Kanye lost his mom to liposuction, so when he woke up next to Kim every single day, he would say, oh my God, this is it. This is gonna be the last time I see my baby. I mean, she, you know, when she got divorced, you know what she said? She said, I'm tired of being like somebody else, and I want to spend more time on myself. I mean, how many selves do you get to be? Honestly, how many times do you need to change your face, your clothes? I mean, your plastic. I mean, I get it. Poor Kanye, man. He's just trying to, I mean, he's just worried about hurting her. You know what I mean? You know, when you're doing a doggy style with your girl, or your guy, or whatever, like, you don't want to like dislodge a butt implant. You know what I mean? Like you could. That's why you got to do the wheelbarrow when you're holding up your camel or your girlfriend. I mean your girlfriend. But my point is, yeah, a lot of hate. Take it easy, ladies. Like I see all y'all laughing when you say, "Oh man, there's no good men in an open mic." You know, otherwise you guys would be real comedians. I'm like, take it easy. Anyway, sorry.
Who says that?
Oh man, girls have broke my heart. Other comedians. But I'll end on this. I saw this girl. She was really great. I picked her up on Memorial Day weekend, and we went on a few dates. We went out, and then eventually we got back to my place, and we're making out on the couch. I'm like, this might be a good night to make love because it's Thursday, and she was into it. So we go into my bedroom, and she sees in my closet my gi. If you don't know what a gi is, Japanese for like the Taekwondo uniform, because I'm a black belt, whatever. But like, so she comes over and she bends over the bed and she's like, why don't you give me some BDSM? And I'm like, okay, all right, yeah. So, and I was like, what do you want me to do? And she's like, well, just go ahead and, just right here on my tushy, just go ahead and smack it, you know? And I was like, she's like, kiss my bum and smack it. I was like, you want me to kiss a bum? And she said, no, kiss my bum and smack it like my daddy. And I was like daddy? I was like, all right, cool. So I go over and I just give her a nice little pop, you know? And then she turns around and punches me in the fucking face. And I was like, what is going on? And so I started backing up and I was like, that's enough. I was like, we're cool. She grabbed her nunchucks and I was like, wait a second, what's going on? And I was like, are those my nunchucks? She's like, those ain't nunchucks. These are my dildos. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I was like, I gotta get out of here. I was like, wait a second, this is my apartment. Anyway, dating in LA is super weird. And thanks for listening to me. My name is Andre. You can find me on Twophone Andre. You guys are amazing. Give it up for your host, Sunda.
You made it.
We did.
We made it. She made it. We made it. We made it. I'm going to say a name that I haven't said before. I felt so bad because I couldn't see it. And so, Hunter, please forgive me because it's all right when you're Hunter White, right?
Yeah.
People going for Sunda. How are we doing, people? We were talking about this earlier. I just got in from New York like a week and a half ago. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm not from New York, by the way. I just lived there for 11 years. It's funny you said I seem New York because I'm from Georgia. I'm this. There's nothing New York about me. It's why I left. And I'm good to be here. I moved here for a couple reasons. The first is focus on this full time, and the other, I don't know if you guys followed the news, but Brooklyn went wild about 2 years ago when the world ended and all that. And I don't know, I think I handled it okay, but my brain kind of melted really fast. Did anyone else's brain just flip at the beginning of the pandemic? Right, it was weird. Yeah. It was so quick. 2 weeks before the pandemic, I was apple picking and dreaming about the future. And then 2 weeks in, I was now popping Tums and yelling out the Chinese Communist Party. That transition did happen fast. I find it really funny that when people say the masks and vaccines about controlling the population, the government's trying to control us. Okay. If that's what the government is trying to do, they've been very shitty about the whole thing. Right? Because before the pandemic, I was like, hoorah, I love voting America. And now, I'm a market socialist crypto fascist. Real quick, the jab did not turn down anti-government rhetoric. It turned me into a Sesame Street Antifa people. Right? Down with the government. Please, everyone, stop fighting. It's cool though. The pandemic was fine. It was fine. The world ended. We're here. I grew a lot as a person, which was cool. And because of that, I was healthy enough to find a relationship. I found a girlfriend at the end of the pandemic. Thank you. I've done this joke in LA 5 times. No one applauds for a relationship in Los Angeles. Just to think, right? It's weird. It's fine. I'm happy they're not. We're rolling on. Right? Yeah. Thank you. But I'm really glad she came along when she did. Because I was single for 5 years. And if people are single, loving life, more fucking power to you. But it was getting kind of dark for me. Like I was going down like a dark path. Not drugs. I was gonna get me a bird. I was gonna become Bird Dude. And you should not volunteer to be Bird Dude. Bird Dude happens when every person in your life has flown away. I didn't think this was weird, but I started telling people, and they're like, whoa, she's a bisexual woman? It's fine, I don't know why. Okay, but I'll take it. No, but like, she's a bisexual woman. It was fine, it's cool. I didn't think anything of it. And then I told some dude friends of mine, and they got weird. Right, they just got like a weird vibe to them, and I did not get it. But then I thought about it, and I realized that a lot of dudes are insecure with the idea of their girl getting more pussy than them. And like, here's the thing, she's hot. Maybe she has. I'm not worried. I don't have the best dick. I got that kind and supportive dick. I don't dick down, I raise up, people. Right? I'm gonna make her come to accept herself. I got 2 minutes, I'll do this. It's weird being here. I don't know how everybody feels about things. How do we feel about cancel culture? Don't answer. Personally, I'm for it. Cancel me. I would love a career boost. Right? Because I don't think people get canceled. I think people get a Patreon and things get canceled. Right? Yeah, and it's not new. People act like this whole cancel culture thing is new. It's not new. I'm a child of the early 90s, and when I was growing up, we had a thing called bum fights. You'll remember, for those who don't, Bum Fights was a series of VHS videotapes called Bum Fights. I don't need to explain why that is not okay. But someone had to tell all of us, and that became cancel culture, and personally, I'm for it. I'll leave on this. Yeah, it was weird growing up in the 90s, though, because it was like, I don't know, it was right when it was like, no longer socially acceptable for like our parents to hit us, but like we could tell they wanted to. Right? So then we'd go outside, we'd play, we'd find porn in the woods. Like, yeah, you get it. Like, that's a summation of the 90s. Like, we ain't gonna hurt you, but we're barely gonna protect you. And thank you. Also, by the way, the woods kind of was the original 4chan. Just littered with porn and bum fights. All right, you guys. My name is Hunter. Oh, you can find me on Instagram at my name is Hunter. I'm taking the summer off, but follow me there and we'll talk.
Wow, there's a lot going on tonight. A lot going on. And let me tell you something, there's not always an opportunity to get a wonderful tape of yourself, footage, whatever you want to call it. And if it wasn't for Ryan, we wouldn't have it tonight. So let's bring up our producer and do a few minutes. Come on, producer, here. And you get your footage for $25 talking to him at the end of the show. All right, here we go. Oh, I like this. Marlboro Man.
Hello, everybody. It's been a rough day just because I'm tired. I slept all today, though. Let's see. What am I going to talk about? Yeah, religion. Religion's some bullshit, bro. So I was bullied as a kid just because I was like, Bible doesn't mean Jesus. Because they were like, it's a book. There's proof. You can write it. Are you going to listen to Mein Kampf and say everything's true? I don't know. So it's like a lot, no proof. Unless Jesus jacks me off, then I'm not going to say there's a religion. But here's what my mom, we were religious to fit in, I guess. So none of us really believed in anything. So we'll like church hop and stuff, you know, whatever is nearby, Presbyterian, I don't know, evangelical, random shit. So we'll do that, and it's like, long story short, my mom says, yeah, we don't believe in that. And she said, what she'd like to say is, take the good stuff from all the religions and put it into one thing. And if only I followed that, it would be good. I want to make my own religion. Just because religions, they're good for dumb people to keep them in line.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it works, and yeah. So I'm not dumb, you know. So I want other people to follow me, because like I think the cool thing, it's like you can't really have cults. Cults are kind of like a no kind of now. So it's like you make a religion. Scientologists, you know, Mormons are nearby. They're not a cult. They're a religion. So I've been working on this religion for years. But like I want to be different than the other ones. I don't want it to be about like one main person, you know. So it's called Bensonism. That is my last name, but it was just picked just cause it fit, you know. So the fun thing about my religion is you can do whatever you want, anything, no rules. You only have to worship me. So it's like, luckily in California, you can make your own kind of thing. You can just, hey, you have a religion. That's why Jediism is recognized in California. Pastafarianism is recognized in California. If you don't know what that is, it's a religion where they worship a giant spaghetti god in the sky. So it's just pretty much a joke on religion. So it's funny to get like religious exemptions and stuff to kind of get away with whatever you want, because I don't know, separation of church and state is good until you're trying to learn how to make pasta. So, but you can wear a cauldron. Is that what it's called? What's the thing? What's that thing they strain? The strainer? There's another name. Colander. Yes, that thing, they would put that in their heads, and because it's a religion, they can wear that in their driver's license. So, there's like things you can just kind of just say if it's for a religion. So, I mean, Jediism, you can get away with touching young boys. It's part of the religion. You recruit your young boys. So, I feel like I'm not going to go that far. But you see, I'm not. It's more like I know where they're coming from, but I'm not that crazy. But for me, yeah, it's literally just do whatever you want, and you can hold that in court of law. I'm working on my version of the Bible. It's a lot of gay porn, a lot of photos. There's too much reading. There's too much reading in the Bible. Like I've never read the Bible, but I've read the kids' version. Like what they give to those little baby boys. It's like thick pages. They kind of just describe it, and then I got turned on by the Adam and Eve stuff. So, so it's like it's kind of hard when you just like literally. It is hard most of the time when I think about that because you're just like naked all the time. I definitely know a leaf would not be able to cover Adam's dick. Because I mean, if I don't know, would you think he had like a big or small dick? Would God like it's after himself? It's small, you think? I mean, that's why Eve wasn't happy, I guess. But that snake, you could get fucked with a snake, so that might have helped. But yeah, religion, that good old sham, gets you through life until you die, and then who cares? More people are alive. Yeah. So thank you, religion. So you guys, you talk about bum fights. Well, that's a good callback. I like. That's a great, it's not really accepted anymore. So I'm kind of like, let's make a sequel. But yeah, bums are everywhere. The fun thing is we got a few little hooligans that chill around here. It's very ironic because they don't sleep anywhere, but there's a fully furnished kitchen store right there. No one's ever in there. So, I don't know. I feel like they should just get in there. But homeless, I don't know, they're like pigeons, Throw a little weed on the ground and they all come. So it's been that's what I've noticed white homeless people won't come up to me and talk. It's all the black homeless. I think they know that I come from wealth, or I don't know. They just know that they could easily get stuff out of me because I'll like acknowledge they're there. But I've stopped doing that. It's my dad. He's kind of trading me because his like lifelong thing that I've known for is he'll say I hate people, and it's rubbed up on me. I mean, I do hate people. So I've had times when there's a lot of homeless people start talking to me, and then you just ignore them. So it's okay. It's like a fly. You just gotta swat it away a bit. Then you don't want to get them angry. What else do I want to talk about? Who here likes to suck dick? Wow. Okay, that's good. That's good to know.
Just.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not really. It's just like I don't know. There's been times. Most of the time, I have not gotten good dick sucked. That's bad grammar, but it's okay. It's hard to get out there because it's like you wanna get some good head. But then sometimes most guys get good head, and even though they're like, you're not attracted to them, you probably have the best orgasm of your life. So, sometimes you gotta get on Grindr. It's, if you ever feel lonely as a guy, a straight male or whatever, go there. You'll be appreciated really well. You don't even need to put a photo on your profile and you get sent so many dick pics. So it's like, and a lot of them just ugly, because, they're not, like, most gays can get away with meeting other gays on Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, because like but then there are the people that are bottom of the barrel. You go there. So if you're really trying to get laid, just do that. There's some that will pretend to be women for you. So you can go to Patty. You might want to try it.
Are there discount gays?
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, there. Sometimes I like write jokes down, then I forget I wrote them, and I'm like, did I copy them from somewhere? Let's see. There's one more I liked that I just randomly found. Yeah, it's about like monkeypox. That's some cool. That's about them gay stuff. Apparently, it's all from gays, which is like I guess it's. Yeah, I don't know. They just think it's all them, and I don't think it's that scary. You look under a microscope, and it's not that bad. It doesn't look that crazy. So, I've already kind of figured out how to solve this gayness problem that's facing America. It's pretty hard. It sucks, You just make it's like sex robots for men. You know how they have like. They're making pedophiles. They want to be a part of the queer community. They want to be accepted. It's really hard for them to get by because they were born with it. That's their excuse. But they now make sex dolls that are just children, so that it's a win-lose situation. They're not fucking real kids, but it doesn't fix them. So I mean. I'd rather you just send them all to one island, and then they would be angry because there's no kids, so they'd have to fuck each other, and then maybe eventually they'll learn. But for the gays, I think in general we can just fix this whole sexual problem. Everyone just wants to fuck, and it gets in the way of us growing as people. So if we just have sex bots to kind of take care of that, the auto blow is a great invention. If you guys have heard of that, it's on the second generation of it. They've upped the battery life on it. It's only for penis users who have they were installed with a penis when they were born. I don't want to male female, not a thing anymore. So yeah, so it'll work for them only. You can't really. Because dildos have been around for a while. You can just put that thing in. It's kind of hard to you can't just use your hand all the time because you get, lotion, it's hard to come by. You eventually start to get rug burn or, on your dick. So that's a time when you think you might stop jacking off and stop watching porn. But one day I will save up enough money to buy the auto blow, and then you will never see me again. Because I'll have no reason to leave the house anymore. Because that's kind of like how it comes down to. You don't need to go out and get food anymore, get shipped to you. And I don't need to get head anymore because it's just right next to me in my drawer. What else do I want to talk about? Yeah, word to the wise about people who come in here. Only go to the bathroom when Sunda is up. If you guys want to take a shit, just take a shit in here at this point. It's kind of annoying. And also, if you come late, wait till you hear Sunda out there, because you love when people come in and ruin your sets. People do that all the time without acknowledging it sometimes. So I don't want to call anyone out because everyone does it. Also, what else? Make sure you laugh because you feel like it. Thank you for letting me talk for a bit.
It's so true, though, right? It's so true. Oh my God! And then it ruins the tape. I'm one of those people. I've run right across people's tapes because somebody was fighting, and I'm scared because I can't remember your name. Noah. Okay, so you're Stuart. Well, then we gotta get not Stuart. Who's Stuart?
That's Stu.
It is Stu, right? I'm not crazy.
No.
But no, you're not leaving yet. You're not leaving.
I have to return stuff at Amazon Prime. So.
I'm bringing you up now.
Oh, you are? Okay, maybe I can still make it.
Nobody doesn't like Sarah Lee. And if you ever have to do something and you have to be gone, you tell me. Just tell me, and then I'm like real easy. Want me to hold the baby? I mean, the dog.
Oh no, I got it, baby.
I'm sorry.
Nobody does it like
Sarah Lee.
So Sarah Lee's my slave name. Brown Dice couldn't pronounce my name, so my mom named me after going to Ralph's for the first time. I'm just glad she didn't name me Aunt Jemima. My brother Crisco wasn't so lucky. Talking about Roe versus Wade, I feel like Magic Mountain will make lots of money, like finally, and beat Disneyland. Because that's what guys do, right? Remember when you're in high school? Like, if your girl gets pregnant, you just put her on, like, the scariest ride.
Oh!
And, like, somebody should open, like, an amusement park with, like, you know, a bunch of scary rides and just name it something like, Jesus, forgive me, or something like that. I hate people who brings their kids to a bar. Like, why should I suffer, right? Like, you can't have the cake and eat it too. That's your punishment for having kids. Like, you can't go to a bar, right? Like, you can't curse and drink as much as you want whenever kids are around. Whoever said Asians are bad drivers never drove behind a white guy texting or on the phone. They just, like, they can't even talk on the phone. I don't have a lot of female friends because they don't like honesty.
Oh.
Yeah. Every time girls ask me, like, oh, you think he likes me? No. And then there goes another friend. Oh, I had this friend named Marianne when I was growing up, and I'm not sure if she was racist or not, but, like, because, you know, we're in, like, junior high, we're pretty young, and every time I would do something better than her, she would say, Sarah, is that a Korean thing? Yeah, so we'll be swimming at my house, and we'll be diving, and, you know, like, I'll just do a dive that's a little bit better than hers, and she'll say, Sarah, is that a Korean thing? I'm like, no, we're just diving. And one time I was telling her something about a Daniel fast, like you don't eat meat for like 30 days through church or whatever. And I was telling her about it, and she said, oh, is that a Korean church thing? Like, Daniel's in every Bible. Not just Korean Bible, Marianne. Born-again Christians. Why do they say born-again Christian, right? It's either like you were or you weren't, right? So it's like, just say, I'm a Christian now. Like, I don't understand the whole born-again Christian thing. Oh, yeah. So there's a conspiracy at our breakfast table. So you know the milk carton with the missing kids? Yeah. Like, how come only the dairy people care? Right? There's other things at our breakfast table. Like, why isn't Kellogg's getting into this game? They got more inventory. Like, maybe I could see how tall Timmy is. Right? Like, show the whole body. Like, why isn't Lunchables even getting into this, right? Because it's all about frequency, right? Like, what happens after breakfast? We just forget about Timmy. He's getting, like, decapitated, right? Maybe at lunchtime I'll be like, crackers, salami. Timmy! I remember him from breakfast. He's still missing, right? And then what happens at dinner time? Shouldn't the wine people be getting into this? Like, how was your day, honey? Oh my God! Timmy's still missing! We have to look for him. And who drinks milk now? Nobody, right? It's a big conspiracy. Like, who is it? Silk? They should be getting into this, right? What is it? What are the other companies?
Oat milk.
Yeah, but you know those companies, I forget the company names. Oh, I get shit from people all the time, like, Sarah, you're not Christian, you curse all the time, you have a dirty mouth. I'm like, look, God meets you where you are, right? And nobody's perfect. And I can't not be a sinner, like, what? Like, Jesus gave up his son for nothing, right? Like, he came here to forgive our sins, right? And I always tell people, like, I'm a Christian. It's not like I kill people. And they say, well, Sarah, just because you don't kill people doesn't make you a good Christian. And I said, you don't understand. I think about killing people all the time. Let's see. Oh, yeah. You know how they say dogs descended from wolves? Right? I don't believe that because from, like, Google or you know, whatever I read, wolves mate for life, right? I mean, that's why we call men dogs. It's not because you mate for life, right? You mate too much. So, I don't know why. Luckily I only track men with no commitment issues. They're all married. Oh, and it's the worst when you're single and your girlfriend's trying to hook you up. I have this girlfriend, she hooks me up with this guy, right? And I don't even have that much qualification because I don't think I really have a type. But first of all, like, you know, he wasn't Christian, and, you know, I always say, like, oh, you know, I hope he's Christian or whatever. But anyway, this guy, you would think that I was an amputee and, like, I lost both my boobs, like, during war or something. Like, who is this ugly fuck you're introducing me to? Like, what do you think of me? Like, why are you introducing me to this guy? Like, are you my friend? Oh, bad names. You know, why do they call all the bad things like woman's name, right? Like Hurricane Katrina. Or like, even like Debbie Downer. Negative Nancy. Like, they should have stuff like Shitstorm Steve. Crazy Chris. Dickwad Dave. You know, like, I don't understand. It's a man's world, right? Let's see. Oh, God. God has a bad reputation. Because he partied big time, right? Like, everywhere he went, he brought bread and wine. And anytime we ran out, they'll be like, Jesus, we don't have enough food, or we ran out of wine. He'll be like, I'll make more, right? He's a big time partier. And some people say God is a woman. But I don't believe that. Because, you know, God, when he forgives, he just forgives, right? He doesn't bring it up over and over again, right? Like, remember 3 years ago? Like, no, Jesus, I thought you forgave me. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm like a baby Christian. You know how they say baby vegan? You know? Like, I'm trying hard. I'm just not there yet, but yeah. Let's see. Oh, Karens. I used to live in the valley. There's a lot of Karens. A lot of crazy white women. I was, I don't know if this is even a joke, it's just a story, but like things like, I was at a car wash and there was literally like 20 people in front of me, 20 cars behind me, and I had a gap in front of me because, like a person with logic, I like to leave a gap for, you know, anyone who wants to come in and, you know, pump their like tires or whatever, right? Because there's an air pump and stuff, so you have to leave a gap so those people can still get in and out. So I'm sitting there waiting for the car wash, and this lady in her little Mercedes come over with her Malamute in the car, and she's like, right? And I'm like, yes, Karen, I came here early this morning so you can squeeze in front of these 20 vehicles. Like, what? Right? Like, what are you thinking? But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if that's a joke. I just hate white women. Let's see. Oh, I'm a great driver. I just spend a lot of time talking to insurance companies. But yeah, like, I hate everybody on the road, like, especially on Fridays, right? Nobody knows how to drive, but especially on Fridays, it's like they just sniffed glue or something. It just gets even worse. But, you know, don't get me wrong, I hate Asian drivers too, every time. 5 o'clock, 4:05. I'm like, die, you Asians, die. Get off the road. But anyway, that's about it. Sarah Lee, thank you. Bruce and Bobby Lee is my dog's Instagram.
That's right. Bobby Lee and Bruce Lee, right? All the Lees
What
were
if
here.
instead of missing children on milk cartons, they put pictures of missing parents on whiskey bottles? Because they're somewhere trying to drink that shit like that. I'll have another shot. Ah, is that me?
Oh my God. Who cares if adults are missing? No, I'm just kidding. Thank you guys. I love you guys.
Kraft is a company.
I'm sorry. You help her out?
Sarah Lee. Kraft is a good company to have a box, you know?
There you go.
You know, the mac and cheese.
Yeah. You have our numbers. You got everything. All right. So we're moving. We're grooving. We're dancing. Okay, we have it. All right. That's beautiful. Give it up for on the way out. You gotta leave Sam again. I want to use the bathroom. Where's the ladies' room key?
Keys are over there on that couch.
Where it doesn't belong, right? That key is where it doesn't belong. Don't kill me again. Not Stuart. I was gonna bring it. No, is that okay?
Okay. Eeny, money, mo. No, his last name is Miller. No.
That's right.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I surprised myself. Noah Miller, ladies and gentlemen. I changed it to Miller. Miller. Come on, Miller.
Thank you, guys. I just got some advice from a friend I was going to share with you, if that's cool. He told me that I should start taking cold showers. He's like, Noah, did you know that a cold shower will give you more dopamine than cocaine? You guys know that? Yeah, that's apparently true. And that's when I knew that my friend was addicted to cocaine after that. Because that's not like most of our baseline moods, right? Just like, where can I get more dopamine right now? Really itching for some dopamine. Or like $50, either one. Yeah, I just left my job recently. It was just exciting. Thank you. They did ask me to be clear. But, you know, I think I'm still a hero. I used to work for the Coast Guard. And I know it looks like I still do, but I'm just keeping, I'm just keeping the haircut so I get military discounts. Like, that's my financial plan right now. Yeah, I'm surprised I ever got in the Coast Guard, right? Because this is true. When I was a year and a half old, I drowned in our family swimming pool. And some of you look concerned, so I'll give away the ending. I did live, all right? So you don't have to be worried. But I drowned. I stopped breathing. I had to go to the ER and all this stuff. And I'm surprised that I got in with that record. You think that would have come up on like a background check with the Coast Guard? You know what I mean? Like, actually, Noah, we're kind of an anti-drowning organization. I'm not sure what that's going to say to our shareholders if we let you in, so you're not going to be able to make it. I am visiting Los Angeles just for the weekend, so it's really cool to be here and visiting. Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it. I'm visiting from Virginia, which is cool. And it's something I noticed out here. I kind of feel like it's the same. Something I noticed there, I feel like it's the same here. Is like it's very. I think it's getting harder to feel proud to be from America. You know what I mean? It definitely feels like that, which is a shame because my personal belief is that America is the greatest country in the history of Virginia. Okay? No, I really believe that. I really believe Georgia too. If we're counting here, yeah, because I mean, yeah, at least better than the Confederacy. I think we can all get on board with that. Like, some stats about the Confederacy for you guys. As a country, barely lasted 4 years, okay? Pretty pathetic. You guys know Fuller House lasted longer than that? Jesus Christ. What a bunch of losers down there. And then in places like Virginia, they want to name streets and stuff after Robert E. Lee. It's like, that should be named after Stephanie Tanner, all right? That's who's really doing better. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I don't use dating apps because my wife asked me not to, but I do think I could improve them, right? Because like every dating app like lets you search by location, but I think the more useful search tool would be like to search by how much it's going to cost to get to that person. You know what I mean? Like, you sure you want to swipe right here? That's going to be a $40 Uber ride, all right? Like, oh, you want to go to her? That's a $4,000 DUI, all right? So consider that before you go through with it. It's funny. I don't like, I think the name of every dating app is either like a random noun or it's a very specific group of people. Right, the conversations I overhear are like, yeah, I wasn't meeting a lot of guys on diving board, so I switched to only Southeast Asians, and I've had a lot more luck with that. You're allowed to do that, right? You can name your dating app for groups of people. I mean, sometimes, like, you can't call your dating app, like, white people only, you know, which I think that's a good decision. Like, you shouldn't do that. Historically, that's been an issue, you know, but they still have dating apps for white people. They use euphemisms, right? They sneak it in there. They call it like farmers only, you know, or like a Christian mingle. And you're like, all right, I see what they're doing here. Yeah, fun stuff. I was on a plane recently, and they made that. It's a pretty scary announcement. They're like, if you're a doctor on board, you know, please ring your call button. Your first thought should be like, man, I hope whoever that's for is okay, but what most of us are actually thinking is they better not land this plane in the wrong city, because I'm not trying to travel more today. I think that would be a conflict of interest, right? Like if you're a doctor and you're also a passenger on a plane, and they like come up to you like, what do you think, doc? This person's pretty sick. Like, what do you think? We should try to land in Cincinnati and get him to a hospital earlier? And the doctor's just got to be like, well, medically speaking,
I think we should try to make our connection in Chicago. I think that's how we should take this one right now. I'm married, you guys. My wife is actually from Mexico, which I think is pretty common out here. It's a bit more of a novelty where I come from, but it's not a big deal. Not a big deal either way. She's from Mexico. She got her citizenship through our marriage. And before we're going, yeah, it's pretty cool, right? Before we're going through that process, I didn't even know I could do that. I didn't know I could create a citizen. You know, it's a powerful feeling, and it's not an easy thing to do. Like what we did, it wasn't easy. But marrying somebody is the easiest pathway to citizenship, and that is a scary thought to me, to think like I could be somebody's best option for coming here. You know. It shouldn't work like that, right? Because if you want to immigrate to the United States, you could have like master's degrees, you could have a PhD, you could be the top in your field, and the U.S. government is telling you that is probably not going to help you, okay? But have you considered marrying Noah Miller? You know, others have had success with that route, so maybe you give that a shot. I'm trying to learn Spanish right now. Obviously, my wife speaks it, and I think she's been talking shit about me. So, yeah, I wanna know what she's saying. You know, I'm not good enough yet to where we can have conversations, right? So the only time she'll speak Spanish to me is when she's angry. Yeah, and that's kind of how I know she's mad. Like, it takes one word from her in Spanish, and I know she's mad at me. And sometimes that is just the word no, and granted, that word is the same in both languages, right? But she'll say it like, no. And I'm like, that was in Spanish. All right. Yeah. All right. She's mad now. It's no fun. It's no fun. I don't know. I go into Spanish sometimes. Like when I rehearse, like I sound pretty competent. You know what I mean? I come out like, ¿Qué pedo, cómo estás? You know what I mean? But it's always really embarrassing when somebody answers me in Spanish. And I have to go back and tell them, I'm sorry, that was all I knew, actually. Please form your responses in English here. It's fun. We're not trying to have kids right now, my wife and I. So we do use birth control, mostly abstinence. But yeah, no, we have a real too. My wife has this thing called Nexplanon. And it's great. It's an implant. It lasts for 4 years. You don't have to do anything. They stuck it into her arm though. And we're like, Doc, we're pretty traditional. We don't really do it right here. You know what I mean? But, yeah. He's like, no, it works throughout the body. They never told us how it works, so they just showed us where it goes. So now after we have sex, like, I'll just squeeze her arm a few times, you know? Just, I want to make sure it's turned on, right? Like, I don't want to risk this thing. I don't know, it's like a glow stick. You got to pop it first, and then it's activated after that. But, hey, no kids so far, so I don't know. We're doing something right. I do have 8 nieces and nephews, though, and they're all 12 years old and younger, and they like to mess with me. The last time we were all together, they stole my shoes. They thought that was really funny because they're not very creative yet, right? But the thing about me is, like, I'm very competitive, and I don't care if you're a child. Like, I still want to beat you, right? So what I did to get back is, like, I rounded up all 8 pairs of their shoes. I put them in the trunk of my car. I yelled, I got your shoes, and then I drove the car away, which I thought that was going to be a good one, right? I thought that was going to be a fun lesson. I was going to drive around for like 10 minutes to mess with them, but I turned onto the interstate, and I started getting really nervous. It's like, man, if I get pulled over for whatever reason right now, this is going to be really tough to explain. I don't know if there's ever a good reason to have 12 or 8 pairs of children's shoes in your car. You know what I mean? Like, even if you had 8 kids, it'd still be like, yeah, but why are they in your trunk, right? And where are the kids? Like, I don't think I could have talked my way out of that one. Like, no, officer, I don't have children. I just like to play with them. So it's fine. You don't have to arrest me. I think the news does a very bad job of reporting the suicide hotline. Right, because they typically only report it after somebody like of high profile has died of suicide, which is always it's too late at that point, right? I think they should just put it in normal news stories. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, there's going to be 2 lanes of the interstate closed for construction. The number for the suicide hotline is 1-800. Don't do it. That's not the real number. Don't call that one. That's the yeah. It's something like that. I don't want to minimize, like, I mean, depression's on the rise, suicide's on the rise. I don't think that means the world is getting worse, though.
right? Some people say like thousands of years ago, people weren't doing this to themselves. You gotta think like thousands of years ago, like life was hard, like, you know what I mean? I think we get depressed now, it's because we know how good life can be.
Right.
And when it's not that way, it is hard to cope with. So if anything, I think that points to how bad life used to be. You know what I mean? Thousands of years ago, life was so bad, they didn't know they should be killing themselves. You know what I mean? All right, that was silly one. Don't do it. That's it for me, guys. Thank you very much. Oh, Instagram, hello, Noah Miller. Thank you, guys.
There you go. Hello.
I thought it said Hell Noah Miller.
Oh no.
Hell Noah Miller would have been funny.
Oh, that's so funny, Stuart. What do you think about that when you come up here? Give it up for Stuart. Let's get this party started.
For a while.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Good to see you too.
I got big notes.
I'm just gonna bypass this. A lot of short guys here tonight.
Aw.
He said, "Aw, you're short." We got some life in this room. It's Friday night. We're all sitting around. Yeah. I had this thought. I'm just gonna kind of riff here. I wrote some jokes, but my brain's a little too gone from the work week to even give that a try right now. But I had this thought. I was at an open mic at West Side the other night, and it was like 25 people going up. And I started looking around, and like half the people in there were writing. I was like, if there's any place you're not gonna get judged, it's in a room like chock full of fucking open nighters, right? Or open micers or whatever. And it was quite the wild night.
Were they nice to you?
The open mic? I didn't get up. I went to go check it out. It was after Neil Brennan's show.
It's a lot, right?
You know West Side, right? It's right up the street.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
On the promenade.
Whatever. I'm gonna try out this one. I was listening to a podcast recently, and I know that the Donald Trump jokes are pretty stagnant at this point, if we're being honest. We do have some Southerners in here. I'm from Louisiana. You're from. I was laughing because abortion basically comes from our states, right? Or the lack thereof at this point. It's funny too because it's all like a bunch of cousin fuckers, and they're like, "You're gonna kick this baby." That's like a stipulation, right? It's like even if it's incestual, you gotta keep the baby. And the Southern like Baptists are the ones who are putting that shit in place. It's wild. I don't get it. What was I listening to? I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast, and he was talking to Tom Segura, who I'm a big fan of, and they were talking about. You listened to it? Oh, yeah. Of course you did. You're like 20 years old. So I was listening to it, and they were talking about this situation that happened. I guess this is fresh information for me, so bear with me. It might not be for everybody, but Donald Trump, I guess, apparently he used to call news reporters under a fake name and talk to them, and I thought that was probably the most powerful thing I've ever heard in my entire life. He called this news reporter, and I guess it was like a Forbes thing, and they had misrepresented his net worth or whatever, right? And he I'm gonna do a Donald Trump impression. He's like, I heard I'm good friends with Donald Trump, and I heard you misrepresented his wealth. He's not worth $1 billion. He's worth $1.5 billion. And then this guy goes on to ask him about Donald's love life, and he's like, Donald's doing absolutely wonderful. He's got plenty of women, a lot of women looking for him. He's a very handsome guy. And this whole time, there's little clips of the audio. It's totally Donald. Oh my God. There's only one voice like that in the entire fucking world. But I don't know. That's all I got tonight. Thanks for letting me get up here, guys.
Wait a minute.
What do you want me to do?
Keep it going.
Just keep talking like Trump.
One more.
Oh God, dude. I don't have it tonight. I don't have it tonight. We're good. We're good.
Where can we find you, Stuart?
Stuart Marino on Instagram.
All right, and no relation to Mike Marino, right?
Mike Marino?
Yeah.
Dan
See, all the
Marino?
Italians are in that.
Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush.
Oh my God.
Dan Marino Super Bowl.
Well, you can fix it for me later. Thank you. Hey, heart attack, heart attack. I'm bringing up Wozniak. Let's do it, Eric. Come on. Woo.
Thanks so much.
Tell me, you're not ready. I know, right?
No,
I had no idea.
I'm really not prepared. And, it's very embarrassing.
I have to use the bathroom, which is embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing.
I'm sorry.
When you're not prepared. We're doing comedy, right? Is that what
Hopefully.
Last time I checked.
All right, just check it. All right, so here we are. And my name is Eric Kwasniak, and it's good to be here. And it's good to be here. This is the microphone. I use the microphone tonight. Usually I just talk out of my ass, but tonight I'm going to use the microphone. There was a lot of it, very interesting evening, a lot of stuff was talked about, a lot of stuff, Virginia and things, and all the abortions and the bait, I don't know, the queer and one ply. That's why I had to go twice, because... all right, so yeah. I'm a recovering addict, sober. A lot of addictions, and I realize, I've been addicted to sex, meth, heroin, money, toxic codependent relationships which end in psych wards and suicide attempts. Just those casual relationships. And then lying. That's another one. That's a big one. Lying. Addicted to lying. I was just, and then it's like every time you discover something about yourself, something new that you obviously have a major fucking issue with, you have to find, a solution. Because that's the thing in life. You find out what the fuck's wrong with you, and you find a fucking solution. You know what I mean? You don't go out in the world and just spread your toxic fucking one-ply fucking bullshit, you know what I mean, all over the fucking place. You find a solution. I'm at fucking Liars Anonymous, recently. I didn't believe a motherfucking word any of them said. You know what I mean? These motherfuckers were, I told them I loved them. You know what I mean? Which is a fucking lie. You know what I'm saying? And, I am the oldest of 8 kids. Oldest of 8 kids. Ukrainian, South African family, brown family on a dead-end street in North Philadelphia, across the street from a junkyard. I am very, very close to my brothers and sisters, which is why I moved 3,000 miles away. Because I just don't think we should be that. It's important to be close. I don't think it's really smart to be physically close to people. You know what I mean? I live in Los Angeles where it just doesn't exist. No. All right. So trauma, this is the thing. This is very a reoccurring thing. We are in this room because we've all been through fucking trauma, okay? So we either are buy a recliner and watch game shows all day long and get addicted to prescription pills from our therapist or psychiatrist, or we become fucking comedians, okay? And I just cannot get that red jumpsuit out of my head. I swear to God tonight. It's just like I saw it in a movie once. It's some type of dungeon in Berlin. I don't know. I'm just saying. Yeah. This is the thing about trauma. Okay, so I'll just go through my resume. I think it's, so I have had one hell of a life, kids. I've had one hell of a life. So, bullied as a kid, abused, molested repeatedly from the age of 8 to 14, teenage prostitute, suicide attempts, psych wards, electric shock treatments, HIV positive at 19. I'm also a Libra. So, that's a really difficult being a Libra. That's so much pain and sadness around being a Libra. It's not easy. Okay, so one of the things, this is the thing. You just don't know what people are going to say to you that's going to scar you for the rest of your life. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can hear one thing and it really just shapes a lot of the mental illness that we carry. Something happens, and I just remember when I was a kid, somebody telling me that, Eric, you are really good looking. And it was I had a hard time believing it, but then I believed it, so in the hard time believing it, like, I was afraid that I wasn't, so then I kind of had a little bit of an attitude, and I stayed away from people, and I, kind of hid from people, and I isolated myself, you know what I mean? Because I was afraid that maybe I wasn't that good looking, and I was afraid, and then I remember feeling like I'm really good looking, you know what I mean? And there was just this whole thing that I had to go through, with finding other people that were good looking, hanging around with ugly people that, really just wanted to be around me because I was so good looking. And I was manipulating all of these really ugly people. And it's not cool, some of the things I've had to do as being good looking. And, I had to live up to a lot, okay? I had to live up to a lot, being fucking good looking. You know what I mean? And I had to wear, clothing that complimented my good looks, and I had to learn to walk a certain way and talk a certain way, you know what I mean? So people would just think that I, lived up to my good looks. And let me tell you something, it's a lot of fucking pressure to live up to your good looks, okay? I was fucking so good looking, I was suicidal, okay? Because I just thought, where does this go from here? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what does this mean? Like, I have to go out every day and maintain my good looks. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking pressure, And nobody gives me a fucking break because I'm good looking. You know what I mean? It's always just like, oh, he's probably got an attitude. He's probably not very nice. I have to deal with the gossip and all of the shit. You know what I mean? Because I'm so fucking good looking. You know what I mean? And I keep hearing it over and over again. And every time I hear it, I start to wet my fucking pants because I'm just so nervous because I just don't know what to do. And then I'm chasing it. Okay, I'm good looking, so I have to make sure that I'm always good looking. I cannot have a day where I'm not good looking. You know what I mean? And then I have to do things like go online and post pictures of myself on Instagram and these websites so that people constantly confirm to me how good I look, and if I don't get that, because I'm so conditioned by that trauma, you know what I'm saying? And if I don't get it, or if somebody says something bad about me, you know what I mean? Well, you better believe, you know what I mean? Like, shit's going down, you know what I'm saying? Because, I live in a high-rise building, man, and I'll climb up to the top and I'll jump because I'm so good looking. So I'm just saying, be careful about the things that you're told. Am I HIV? I'm HIV positive. I'm done.
No, you gotta.
No. All right, Berlin. Don't give me shit. Okay. So, you know, listen. I have to find a new disease. You know what I'm saying? Like something, because the HIV thing. I used to, you know, it used to be. You got a lot of attention. You know what I mean? With the whole there was. You know, a lot of like, oh, I'm so sorry, and a lot of sympathy. And I had lots of friends just because they just felt sorry for me, you know, but it's just not happening anymore. You know, it's just so old. The whole AIDS, HIV thing, it's like, oh, that's cool. Okay, nice meeting you. And they just walk away. You know what I mean? It's like, what does it gonna take for me to, you know, increase my fan base? You know what I mean? Like, what do I have to catch? You know what I mean? In order to, you know what I mean? Gain sympathy, you know, and to gain, you know, something that I need from people, because it, you know, I've tried love and that doesn't work. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, just give me another fucking deadly disease. You know what I mean? I was on The Price is Right twice. True story. On the game show. I was on The Price is Right twice. And I won the showcase twice. In 2000 and 2021. I had a blue fucking Hyundai Kona sitting outside that Drew Carey gave me. And I have a whole thing I want to talk about with the game show, but that's all I got. Thanks. Bye. I'm nowhere to be found. Because they wouldn't look. It doesn't matter. Thank you.
Never say it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Tag him in
My name's Eric Kwasniak. I don't know.
There you go. There you go. Not to be confused with any other Kwasniak.
Good.
And you guys have been fantastic. I don't know how I managed to keep my eyes open today. I have just been under so much fun coming around for all of us. And so that's why it's imperative that you give the phone number, your information to him, because when casting comes, I don't want to be like, I don't know who this one is or that one is. And maybe even if we could take a picture, I don't know how to do it, but like if I could take a picture of them so I know who they are. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like you know,
you should have
like
a
in your
database
phone.
that way.
In your phone, when you have an image attached
That's
this
what
way.
you use Instagram for.
But I call them. Right, so you're saying to use the Instagram.
Yeah, you message them, DM them. I mean,
Unless you're 60 like me and you only look at your phone messages.
Well, with all that being said, I want to say that again. You can always get your tape from him, and remember, 5 10-minute spots, you get one free. So please pay attention to your shit. There's not many places here that give you anything for free. You can't get ice in the wintertime out here. This is a horrible place, LA. And so when you find these people in this room that know things, buddy up with them. You see, she's working on a one-person show. She's working on a show. Go see what they're doing. Patty, he's a fucking fantastic writer. You're just flexing your muscles because you can. Just to pop the fucking hair off your arms. I know what you're doing, really. You don't want to save the money. And so I just cursed on this show. I'm so sorry. So if you love us, let us know at LASchoolofComedy.com. My name is Sundar Cronquist. I've been your host in my orthopedic shoes. My lovely host, thank you. Talking to my lovely brother over here, Kwasniak and Cronquist. We sound like a bunch of you-know-whats. They're coming to take us away. All right, and thank you, Ryan Benson. And good night, everyone.
Can I get one picture? The transition of the